I think it could have been better, but also it could have been so much worse. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Millie and I'm a 24-year-old homeowner living on the coast of Ireland. At the end of March, I officially moved into my house with my husband, which means April is the first full calendar month we have been in the house, and it has been a journey, to say the least. It has been amazing and terrifying all at the same time. But this is also, like I said, the first full month we've been here. So it's the first full month in Ireland. We've been able to track our expenses and have to include everything in there. So I thought people really seem to enjoy my what I spent in a week that I posted recently. So I figured might as well do a whole month and give you a proper look at everything we spent this month for 2 adults living in Ireland. Now, disclaimer, not every month will look like this. This is our first month living here, so you know, it is what it is. And also bills, if I don't mention any specific bill, it's because we didn't pay it this month. The big kind of main bills that we have are phone, electricity, bins, and car and motorbike like maintenance. And we got very lucky this month, and the only thing that actually came out was our phone bill. So everything else, like the electricity is every 2 months. We had a discount code for our bins, so we got 3 months. We haven't like had to put in the money each month. Car registration, car tax, NCT, like all that is just different months. So this is literally just this month. And I decided to take a look at our joint account. Like I said, I don't track my husband's account nor my own. They're kind of our own thing, but this is our joint account. So I broke this down into a couple of different categories. There are 6 categories. So the way this video is going to work is I will break it up into the 6 categories and tell you how much I spent on each of those. Then I will break it down into, well, not break it down, build it together even, and put it as what I spent for the whole month. And then we will have a look at kind of what went well, what didn't, kind of what's the next steps for May. So let's begin. I'm gonna start with the essentials. So the essentials for life is food. We do one big shop a week and then kind of little bits here and there throughout the month. So this month on food, we spent €313.60 on our weekly food shop. That was 3 different shops, I think. So not too bad actually. Oh no, it was actually 4. But one of them was like €50 somehow. I bought a load of discounted meat during the week, so it's like all 40% off, so we only had to buy a couple of vegetables and things. So €313.60 for our weekly shop. Here's where it gets a bit worse, all the extra shopping I did during the week. So, you know, I didn't want to cook or wanted some snacks, or like Duns, they do like €5 off 20 or whatever, out of €5 off. So I was like, oh, let's pop into Duns because we were already nearby. That was €135.58. So that was on top of our weekly shop. So in total for a whole month, 30 days, we spent €449.18 on food. We did also eat out, but I'm going to include that later, but 450-ish for food. It's not great, and it could be better, but it also could be so much worse. And I think if you're going to spend money on kind of anything, I think food is like not the worst thing to spend it on, you know what I mean? So food, it is what it is. Then I have transport. So in terms of vehicles, we have 2. However, we do not have 2 cars. I am very lucky that I can just kind of walk to work. It's a pretty decent walk, it's already not too bad. So I walk to work and my husband does drive. And what I mean by second vehicle is my husband has a motorbike that the 2 of us use. We both kind of go out, so obviously he will drive and I will be on the back. So we have 2 forms of transport, but only 1 car. So I'll break down kind of our transport budget per month. It was a lot less than expected. I don't know why. It was definitely expected to be more than this, but so for parking we paid €1.80. We went to Bray a couple of times and parking has to be paid, unfortunately, But we try to go on Sundays if we do need anything, because parking is free on Sundays, which is nice. Fuel was surprisingly low. I think my husband paid some bit out of his personal account as well, to keep it a bit lower on the joint, but that was €119.11. Like I said before in my last spending video, we did a motorbike trip all the way to Kells, which is above Dublin, I think, if you're looking at a map. So it was a kind of a long journey, and then we like went around and stuff. Really good fun, lots of travel. So I think I paid some myself, he paid some himself. So our fuel stayed really low, even with the rising fuel costs in Ireland. We also paid for tolls only when we went to Kells, which was €2.70. And then also I wanted to go, not into Dublin, I went South Dublin, and I did have to top up my Leap card. So I topped up €5 as that is the minimum amount. However, I'd say the bus is surprisingly cost efficient. As I'm still under 25, I do get a half price bus. So I think I paid like €2.60, something like that for my trip. So it wasn't too bad, but like I said, minimum you can top up is €5. In total on transport, we spent €129.51. I think that's great. We definitely won't be spending that little next month. We have a road trip planned if work approves my day off, but we will spend more than that on transport, but you know, one good month is always nice. And then I have a separate category I'm just calling home furnishings, okay? So we went to IKEA, we got a sofa, which actually my parents got us as a housewarming gift, but the money was spent in this account, so I'm letting you know how much it was. But that was a housewarming gift from my parents. Thank you guys so much. Love you so much. They're not watching this, but I do love them very much and I appreciate it a lot. So we went to IKEA, we went to Jysk, went to Woody's, like a lot of different shops, and we spent €422.73. It's fine. We needed a sofa, which was the main kind of bulk of it. That was $350 for the sofa and the cover. And then just under 100 for everything else we got. So we got like a blind, we got some bit house stuff, the essentials of course. So I have no issues with that. That is completely fine. And then I'm moving on to activities. So dates and eating out, which is kind of where we went a bit not great this month. So activities themselves, fine. We spent €10 on our entrance to Kells. We did go out also over the weekend last week, which was to Mondello Park, but that was paid for, I think, 2 or 3 months ago, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count. So we actually only spent €10 on activities. Eating out is the issue we had this month, and we spent €94.48 on eating out this month. That's not great. Okay, it's not great. We have food at home. I'm gonna be one of those people. We have food at home, okay? We don't need to eat out. Once was when we went to Kells. Another one, I actually don't know. I think we just wanted to. I think we went to IKEA late, kind of late in the day. And then we were driving home and it was already like 8 p.m. I'm like, okay, I have to get home. And it's like an hour's drive. So I had to get home and then we have to cook. So we just stopped food on the way back. And then when we went to Mondello Park, which is in Kildare, it was just kind of too out of the way. There was no point going back home for food. I could have brought something, I didn't. So we ate out 3 times this month. Not great again, but you know, like I said, we do spend fairly okay, so could be worse. For bills, like I said, we kind of got lucky and then nothing kind of fell this month. So we spent $19.98, which was 2 phone bills. We are with Clear Mobile. This is not sponsored, obviously, but I love Clear Mobile. They are so good. We got ours on $9.99 per person, which I think is really great. You know, very cheap, really good. I've got no issues with it. We are going to the UK later in the year, and I'm not sure if they have roaming as an option. Because I went to the UK in February and I can't remember if I had swapped my phone over by then. I don't think I had. So we're gonna see how this goes in February, in August even. But yeah, so our phone bills were the only bills we have, thankfully. My final category is just other, and that is $56.84. I could have cut that out, like that doesn't need to be there. So I got some vitamins. I was all out of magnesium. So I bought 2 packs of magnesium, and I think it was €23 for 180 pills. So 2 months, 6 month worth even, I think. I find 6 month worth of pills for €23 completely fine. Like, you know, I'm gonna use them anyway, it's fine. And then I think, you know, one was a coffee in there while my husband got his haircut. And then also he ordered some stuff from AliExpress and just used the joint account for that because some of it was my stuff, some of it was his, so might as well. So, you know, €53, was it necessary? No. Is it the worst thing in the world? Also no. So that takes our total spending for the month of April to €1,182.72. Yeah, that was it. Less than 1,200 spent in a whole month of 2 people living alone and, you know, getting on with life and just making it work. I'm not claiming to be a financial influencer, a financial expert, a person who's good with finances even, because I'm none of those things. But I do think it's very interesting to kind of see what other people spend. Just because the more I look at it, the more I find my husband and I, we are kind of low spenders, I think. We don't really go out that much. Like, we just not people who go out much. In the month of May, we're gonna go to Waterford. So we're gonna go on one road trip, so 1 day out. And it's our 8th anniversary. So we're gonna go into Bray and use a photo booth and get some bubble tea. So yeah, we're not really big spenders. We're not really people who kind of buy much, kind of extravagant things. We kind of keep our spending pretty low, or at least we try to. So I am quite happy with how this month went. But like I said, we got very lucky with like none of our bills happening this month. I might give you an update in a couple of months to kind of see how we're doing, how I'm planning for things, how it's going. But currently, touch wood, I'm feeling quite positive with how our spending has gone. I'm very excited for the month of May, just because it will be like, you know, another month living in our house, another month of exciting things, plans, days out, days at home, and just kind of making life feel good, feel exciting. So, like I said, I'm not a financial expert or influencer or advisor. I'm just somebody who wanted to share how much we spend. So I hope this was interesting for you. I hope this was transparent enough. And I hope I will see you soon with another video showing life here in Ireland, away from the city centre. That's all from me. Bye bye for now.